again, because he's looking at me like, oh, what are you doing? When I started, I saw a lot of different position names, like software engineer, data engineer, cybersecurity engineer, data analyst, and machine learning engineer. And I was confused what exactly each meant. So I wanted to define or kind of go through the things that who is the software engineer. So looking at Wikipedia, we see that a software engineer is somebody who applies a software engineering principles towards the design, development, maintenance, evaluation, and testing. Another interesting thing is a software engineer usually could be considered either a front end, a back end, or a full stack. And going deeper into this is what it means. A front end is somebody who, as somebody said, who is responsible for the design, how the outside and inside of your house look like. So that's why they work with stacks as CSS, HTML, JavaScript. They also use a bunch of different frameworks, Bootstrap. They also, now I see a lot of people using front-end designers using Angular or React to help them create these modules or these amazing designs that all of us really love, because when we see a crappy website, we're like, oh, where is their front-end developers, right? But this doesn't really apply only to a web developers. This also applies to a regular developers for an app, maybe, or if you're building a platform, that also applies it, because you want the design to be seamless, and you want the look and feel of your, I guess, product to be amazing, so your clients are more inclined to use it and they like it. And I think all of us have kind of high standards for how something needs to look like if we want to spend our time using it. So next is a backend developer. Backend developer is somebody who builds the house. So they build the house, they build it by bricks, they create rooms, they create infrastructure. So that means some back-end developer would be responsible for databases, for the connection to it, for creating a platform and putting different components to create that big platform. For example, somebody who, right now, if you're working in like in a web development, it would be a databases, different type of databases, MongoDB, Postgres, Cassandra. For an app-like structure, you would be maybe responsible in building like a pipeline, a scalable pipeline that would incorporate a bunch of open source frameworks and tools that would be able to get a data from somewhere into somewhere, and maybe it will have some type of transformation of the data and would be able to send the data to the front-end designer or front-end developer, who would then later be able to display it correctly to the clients or to the users of the application. Now, a full stack developer would be somebody obviously encompassing both of these responsibilities, so a front end and a back end. And full stack developers are very important for a lot of companies, because this way they are able not to only hire somebody who knows how to do back end, but somebody who maybe can assist the front end as well. And another point of like being a full stack developer is that you're able to okay, a full stack developer would be able to differentiate and understand the problems and concerns of the front end or the back end. I think Benny thinks that I'm screaming at the camera, so he's kind of upset about that. Being a full stack engineer, you're open to understanding so much more about the problematic things on a front end or the back end, and why this might work or this might not work. 1 second, I have to give it attention. Look at that. Look at that face. Tanya, are you enjoying this? Mwah. So hopefully now you have a kind of general understanding of who are the software engineers and what they do. But just remember, software engineer is somebody who is working with the full stack. So they are responsible for the testing, they are responsible for the design, they're responsible for all of that. So they are wearing a lot of hats. They're not specifically like a tester or quality control engineer, and I can go into more of that later on, but I hope that helped. Meow. What? Look at this guy. I will probably make a video about a data engineer who is a data engineer, who is a cybersecurity engineer, who is a data scientist engineer, and who is machine learning engineer. Because at my job, I'm able to work with them so closely, so I see the responsibilities that they have, I see the tasks that they get done and focus on. When I started, when I was applying for jobs, I didn't understand exactly what they meant. I knew that machine learning engineer is kind of cool, data scientist is kind of cool, but I didn't know what exactly those meant, and I didn't have any examples. So hopefully next time I would be able to give more examples on the responsibilities rather than defining the front end and back end, because that's kind of applicable more towards software engineer.